I recently posted that I was attacked in my home in April of 22. So this happened from a friend, someone who was going through mental health issues, someone I saw was going through mental health issues, and when I questioned them and I set boundaries, it became a problem. And as I was questioning her in my home about some things she had done, she let out a very primal scream and raged out on me. She physically got on top of me and subdued me with her body weight and was screaming in my face. And while this has emotionally set me back, the trauma of it brought up a lot of other traumas that I have been suppressing, and that has made everything feel very overwhelming. In my healing journey and my education on personality disorders and such, I was able to look at this from a much more objective point of view. But it doesn't make the attack or the after effects any easier. In fact, it's triggered a lot of old wounds emotionally with all this heavy stuff and unpacking all this trauma that I had been suppressing. And not only the trauma in itself, but the repercussions and how that cascaded its way through my life. There was a big wake-up call when this happened, because my friend had told me that she probably had a personality disorder, or that she was definitely narcissistic. So I really had to dig into the fact as to why I was picking these kinds of people to be in my life. And that comes from childhood trauma and people pleasing and people fixing and being very empathetic and kind to other people who are suffering trauma themselves. I have a much more clear picture. I certainly call red flags a lot sooner. I was in the process of that particular day. I had planned on breaking this friendship off because it was becoming so overwhelmingly toxic for me. And my boundaries were not being met at all. And definitely a consent violation on what I expected and what I would not tolerate. So that's been interesting, but sitting with all these feelings and trying to hatch them out has been miserable. Miserable, miserable. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere.